So this month at Raiders of the Lost Ark, we are going to celebrate Pride Month by highlighting some of my favourite queer characters in Star Wars. And the first character that we are going to cover is one of my favourite Star Wars characters, Doctor Aphra. Now, if you don't know who Doctor Aphra is, she was a character invented by Kieran Gillen in the 2015 Darth Vader run. She first appeared in the third issue, where her entrance is literally like a direct homage to Raiders of the Lost Ark's opening sequence. She goes in to try to steal an artifact. She fiddles with it, and as she walks away, the whole thing collapses. She runs away, there's lasers shooting at her instead of arrows. There's even a rolling droid going after her, only for her to end up being captured. And instead of saying it belongs in a museum, she says, it belongs in an armory. That's a really bad voice, I'm sorry about that. So since her appearance in issue 3, she's constantly in that Darth Vader run, and has gotten 2 runs of her own, written by Kieran Gillen, Simon Spurrier, and Alyssa Wong, who's doing the current run. And she also had an audio drama, written by Sarah Kuhn. Now, who is Doctor Aphra? Basically, she's a rogue archaeologist, very much inspired by Indiana Jones. Except, she's the person that Indiana Jones would go up against. She is very morally complicated, and that is one of the things I love most about her. Now, she's not evil, but she's very self-serving, unless her impulses and greed win out over her, her better judgment, screwing over everyone left and right just to get to her goal. And as the protagonist of these stories, yes, protagonist doesn't mean good, that just means the point of view character. She comes so close to making so many good decisions, but then that just all crashes down on her when she sees opportunities to just get what she wants over everyone else. And one of the things they did with her, which is why we're talking about her in Pride Month, is they made her, a canonically lesbian character. So I believe the first time they mentioned this was in her first run, where we find out she used to be canoodling with an Imperial named Magna Tolvin. And later on we also find out that she also had a thing with Sana Starros, who, if you don't know who Sana Starros is, she's in the current Star Wars comics a lot. She first appeared claiming to be Han Solo's wife. It was a whole big thing, don't worry about it. And yeah, just having all these things explicitly said that, she was in a relationship with these two, and, others as well. But these are the main 2 people, is something really good to see. Because in Star Wars, sexuality doesn't matter. No one gives a shit. Unlike on Earth, sadly. But yeah, in Star Wars, no one gives a shit. So actually seeing these stories play out in Star Wars is just, more of a matter of how she treats the people she loves. Now, in all fairness, she does actually kind of give the people she loves into the rebellion to try to keep them safe from the Empire and everything, and all her mistakes. So, that's a plus. But man, she is just a disaster of a human being, and I am here for it. And in the comics, we have insane panel of her and Magna Tolvin kissing in the audio drama, which also got turned into a book. It actually details her first romance with Sana Starros and how their relationship started. And the voice acting that is just so genuine. And actually hearing it in Star Wars brings another level to it. And that's not to diss the artist, because honestly, some of the art is just insane as well. So I've mentioned her personality, but in the comics, just her adventures are so insane. It's like some of the weirdest canon Star Wars stories out there. We have this fucking Force Mushroom who overtakes that guy from Rogue One, and he becomes one of the main antagonists for her. We have her literally go up toe-to-toe against Darth Vader, and she somehow escapes several times. And best of all, we see her, going after these awesome artifacts that we get to learn more about the Star Wars universe with. And it's just really fun seeing this disaster of a human being just interacting with the Star Wars world and just trying to get her way through all of this disaster that she has created. Anyway, yeah, definitely recommend checking out Doctor Aphra if you haven't. And to all the people who say, oh, they introduced a gay character in Star Wars, you know what? This is a new character. They didn't retroactively make anything more inclusive or whatever. No, this is a new character, and she happens to be gay, so get the fuck over it. If you do want to have this quick introduction to this character, I would either suggest the first Darth Vader run by Kieran Gillen, or pick up the audiobook for Sarah Kuhn. It's really good. It does fill out most of that comic, plus a few more side stories, and that relationship with Sana Starros as well. Anyway, yeah, check out Doctor Aphra. So until next time, when the adventure continues.